look at the amperage rate. I'm only. Now, if I had that in the battery, it would smoke at 30 volt, 38 volt already. But I'm not pushing any amp into it, and that thing is strong as you can be. It's only taking, no more than half an amp to run, and it's probably turning at 40,000 RPM.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to show you a different motor. It's actually unbelievable. The only thing you can smell is the bushing. They're getting hot.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can smell a little bit.
Yeah, you can smell the bushing. Now, here is a 60 volt motor.
It's the pancake one?
The pancake motor is a 60 volt and it's 500 watts. Now, I'm not going to push 500 watts on it. 500 watts is 5 amp. But look at that. Look at it turning. 0 volt,
It's good.
a quarter of a volt, and it's turning already. And I'm not going to push any amp into it. At 23 volt, I'm already to the maximum of his RPM on normal operation, and that's a 60 volt motor. Now I'm pushing less than 100 watts. Now, this motor is probably turning roughly around 50,000 RPM, and I'm only 49 volts. Now I'm going to reduce it to 3.5 volt. There we go. Try to stop it.
Oh, wait, let me zoom out here. Holy crap. Aye.
You can't stop them at 3.5 volts.
Wow.
If you change the power supply going into those DC motor, this power supply is unbelievable. I like to tell people to buy one, because this power supply here is very not that great of a power supply. It produced too much amp, it's pushing too much amp and not enough volts. And it's brand new, it's $300 some, but this one here is actually the one you want to play with. I mean, how can it be possible? 3.5 volt, ouch, I can't stop it.
Yeah, that's real difficult. The friction when you get down
It's
there is
unbelievable. How can you have something at 3 point, make any power in that size, okay? So we'll stop that one. Now we'll go with a really cheap motor. Of course, they're all made in China, but that one is a 24 volt, 300 watt output, or 300 watt input. Let's see now, what would we do with this one? Okay, now again, you will see, right, his reading. Now, I'm gonna keep it at 0.75 of a volt if I can get it. It's pretty touchy because I don't have a fine tuning on that one.
There you go.
See, that's 0.5, and I can stall it, but I have to really hold on to it, right? Now I'm going to bring it up to 1.5 volt.
No chance.
Now you can't stop it. They'll rip the skin out of my hand, or the motor will spin. Now, how can I have so much power with so little volts? that's a question for all the smart people out there. You know? This is a 24 volt motor, DC motor. By putting 1.5 volt DC into it, and I'm getting that much power.
And you're not saying it's unexplained.
Well, normally you should be able to put your finger and install the motor. But for some reason, some of the compartments make a different DC volts. This DC volt, it's totally different than this one. This one, I won't, the amp, this one, the amp crank right up. And that's another thing I want to show you. Look, the amp should be cranking up double the voltage because I'm putting a lot of resistance into it. My fingers are hurting. And that's normal. But at high speed, you can't crank the amp because you can't slow it down. It just doesn't really, and then again, now you want to, that's a 4-brush system, that motor. Now at 24 volts, which would be is normal speed, at full speed. Now, this motor right now is probably producing roughly around about 15 horse on the shaft. And it's only running at 1.5 amps. It's all on the delivery of the energy into the unit. This one here, I still have to do some tests on it to see what, I have to have an oscilloscope, a very good oscilloscope, to really do some tests on that one to see what's coming out of that one, because this machine makes the motor run so smooth compared to all the other ones. It's got a maximum of 61 volt out of it. And your motor doesn't heat up.
Not heating up?
Nothing at all. Runs smooth. And if I plug a 24 volt battery to it and let it run for more than a few minutes, the motor will get hot. Same thing with this one.
Say that last part again?
If I put 24 volt battery into that motor, which is a 24 volt motor, and let it run for 5 minutes, the motor will get really hot. Same thing with the other one, the motor will get really hot. But with this machine here, it doesn't. And I'm getting tons of power out of the shaft. So that's probably one of the best 500 bucks I spent. That's how much you would pay for that? 500 bucks?
It was 400, essentially 350, but after tax.
Yeah. So and to be able to start a motor in less than a volt, come on. Look at that, 4.9, half a volt, and this motor is running. It's moving. This has got brush inside.
What's it take to run an LED?
You know, I could not run an LED unless I had an oscillation in that one. I don't know what the oscillation is in that one, and that's one thing I got to find out. But like, wow, you know. But this brand here is definitely worth the money compared to this little guy here, and it's all over the place. The current goes all over the place. You can take a good shot of the brand, so they know if they want to find one of those, get a good shot. You have enough light there. There you go.
Yeah.
One not to buy. And I'm going to be purchasing. First thing, we're going to take a reading of voltage. What I'm really putting out of this little thing. A 132.3 volt AC, as you can see. Now let's see with about 5 seconds of intelligence. How can I boost this engine to make it more efficient? I want you to listen to it. Now remember, 130 volt output, okay? Now we had 138 volt output. Now I got 154 volt output, 155 volt output. I just put nitro in this motor, in this DC magnet motor. Okay, here we go, 5 seconds of technology. How much that cost? Nothing, except 10 months of my life. Now what we're going to do with that here, we all know that's really hot. It will come up to normal temperature. Now we're going to do something, new technology. I don't know, maybe it's from alien technology. I don't know, my wife always told me I was part alien. And sometimes I start to believing her. Step up again. And we'll light up the rail color, full blast, this burnt fluorescent tube instantly. There you go. That's right. This bulb is burnt. Doesn't work anymore. Apparently, good for the garbage. And it will last forever. Now, let's go to a way higher technology. Yeah, you take two 18 volt, you connect it in series, and you get 36 volts. You can only multiply volts. You can never multiply the amp with the batteries. Now, I prove it. I'm making way more in electricity and electromagnetic or electrostatic currents than what I'm putting in, because I'm putting in a very small source of energy, and I'm multiplying and multiplying. Now, if you study Tesla, Tesla's capability of amplifying energy is by 1,000,000 times. So far what I did there, I could have done another little experiment there, and I can show you by using a full machine from you plug into the wall. I'm only getting so many volts. I put that machine, I plug into my little unit, I'm doubling the output of the machine. Now for all the idiot out there, doing I'm making more than what I'm putting in, well, you know, you got to shake your head a little bit, because, you know, sometimes stuff gets stuck up there.
In this video, current control coil is used to control the RPMs. Hmm?